Don't be concerned or fuss over, say, boredom or uh, life seeming to be drear and somehow lifeless. I can remember feeling like this, sitting in a little pagoda we'd bought, and I was sitting in the garden in it. I was about, I don't know, 40 years old, somewhere around that. First wife, been married, I don't know, something like 15, 16 years. A bit more perhaps. I felt my life had finished. There was nothing else. I mean, Kitty going through teenage years and, you know, it's all done. You could say, oh, Marshall must have been having a midlife crisis. I was in a sense, but it was a sort of insidious crisis, I suppose. I just felt flat. No, I was carrying on my daily. I expect I was doing bits of teaching and, you know, looking after the wife and the son, our only son at that point, you understand? And the only son I was to have, in fact, with that wife. I had no idea of the changes that were before me. Bought a different house with another couple who were both children, if you like, at school that I'd taught, different schools, and had married each other because of me in some measure. Lovely house on the seafront. I mean, large, lovely house. A seaside seafront, you know. All the trippers come on the weekend and enjoy the beach, which gets packed in England. East Coast. I had 2 more marriages to come. Emigrating to New Zealand from England. Two more children. And all that means. The fun of lecturing at several universities in New Zealand. Lovely climate, I mean, compared to England. Being thoroughly in love with each one. And them being thoroughly in love with me. What a blessing. Unspeakable joy and blessing and harmony. And that was all before me. And I thought life had virtually finished. Absolutely astonishing. Not to mention, and I hadn't, have I? How could I not? The development of my relationship deeper and deeper with God. Staggering times together. Staggering miracles. prosperity. I mean material prosperity. We were both being paid enormous sums of money to lecture summer schools at universities here in New Zealand. And then, at some point, we opened, my second wife and I, a tiny Christian shop in one of the really run-down towns of New Zealand. There wasn't any hope of it making any money, I can tell you. We ran it at a loss for 2 years. I doubt we ever covered costs in a week. And I found I was in ministry, in effect. I mean, a Christian type ministry, you know. And the churches I've experienced, and the worship, increasingly more charismatic, more Pentecostal. I mean, fantastic worship times. Problems, of course, you know, with any membership of any organisation, it's very worldly, isn't it? Churches are the same. If you're in earnest, you're going to have a conflict. You know, with people who are equally earnest in their way, I suppose, but think differently to yourself. My goodness, you're going to have some battles, I can tell you. Thank you, Heavenly Dad. I can remember in that first marriage walking streets of Brinton-on-Sea, the avenues. We were in a very, very humble, if you like, end-terraced house. And these houses were, well, they cost millions. In these avenues. Really materialistic, of course. It's a seaside town. And it was clear in my mind that God wanted me to have this. He could do it just like that. I'm not expecting it or wanting it. After all, I've been born in this sort of affluent environment. You know, my dad was wealthy. I put that behind me. I found God. It's worth infinitely more, quite simply. I had no idea that God was going to do it. You know, within a few years, I found I was living in this beautiful house on the seafront. Not in the same town, it's the one next door. The poorer town, the one that supplied all the service industries and the staff to the posh town, you know. They were little communities. I mean, I'm guessing 15,000 or something people. Not. We're not talking about towns, cities, you know. Just seaside places. A nice environment, though, in many ways. And I mean, England was a good culture to be living in when you think of some of the sad places in the world. And now I'm still in New Zealand. I'm single now. I've been single about 10 years. Can't believe it. I mean, I can't believe that I'm so happy and single either. It has its problems. I mean, from my point of view, I no longer own my own house. I've owned my own house all my life. The last 10 years has not been true. Not happened. I lost it. I mean, divorce and so on, you know. But I'm in a lovely environment. by the grace and goodness of God. And some kind people too. That's how God works, isn't it? Through everything around us. He makes the call. Your dad. Remember he loves you. Remembering that he loves you transforms your whole life. The now, the future, and even your view of the past. Love you, Heavenly Dad. Thank you, Dad.